Namaskar. Welcome back to the example number 11 for the event abroad travel. This example we discussed in the previous video. With the help of the EPS table we studied. The mail chart who was transferred by his company to the US branch, and he was working in US company, US branch for about 9 years. After that, he was coming back to the homeland for the same company. So he was there in abroad in the same company for about 9 years, and then he came back. So we had a detailed discussion in the previous video with the help of the EPS tables. Now, with the help of that PILT table, how far with the key planets we can find the destiny and also the Dasabhukti periods supported for the person to travel abroad and also coming back in the supportive bhukti. Let us examine that birth chart with the help of the PILT table. Example 11, abroad travel for job, transferred to US branch and later returned. Now this example we are going to study with the PILT table. Now let us examine the PILT table of the chart. This is the birth chart of example 11, and we had a detailed discussion in the previous video. Now we are going to check the same example with the help of the PILT table. This native traveled abroad, or he was transferred to the US branch during Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, and Mercury Antra. So we have to check whether they are all signifying strongly with the help of the PILT table. Now let us keep open that self-significators, and as I already discussed, we can make use of the EPS colors, and these colors we already given in the previous video itself while we are doing the EPS analysis. And let us check the KP check all. It means all planets are selected, and all planets are getting the colors of the EPS colors. Now 12th sublord Jupiter and 10th sublord and 12th sublord Jupiter, we have to check. That is a destiny planet. Jupiter, you can see Jupiter is signifying in the star of Jupiter is mixed one, because Jupiter is having both favorable and unfavorables and mixed signification. That is the reason it is got the pink shade, though it is the 12th cuspal sublord. But it has got the green Mercury, because green planet is Saturn and Mercury. They are strong favorable key planets. And Jupiter is having Mercury here. And that pink shades, that Venus is unfavorable, Sun is mixed, and Moon. Moon and Venus are strongly unfavorable than the Sun. So that we have to keep it in mind. And Jupiter in the star of Rahu representing Ketu, fine. And 12 level is Moon, that is getting that Venus, also influenced by Venus and Sun. And sublord is Saturn. So that is favorable. So that 12 sublord in the star of a planet, it's a supportive signification, and sublord is favorable. So that sublord planet is forming ruler link to the 12 level also. That is also supporting. So 12 sublord is in the star and sub of a planet which are supportive for travel abroad, especially sublord is strong. And now let us check the 9th sublord. 9th sublord is Sun. Sun planet, let us check 9th sublord. 9th sublord, Sun is already influenced by the Venus, Moon, and also Jupiter. Pink shade. Sun is also pink shade. That primary cuspal sublord 9th house itself is mixed significator. In the star of Jupiter again, it is also mixed. Sublord is Mercury, is a good key planet. Mercury forming ruler link to the star level and sub level, that is fine. And Mercury in the star of Saturn, that is favorable key planet. So 9 sublord also indicating some weakness, but supported by the ruler link, strong key planet. And Sun is also getting the Saturn here. So it is indicating some weakness because of the planet and star level having mixed signification, but sub-level planet is good, forming ruler link. Star Lord of the Sublord also forming ruler link to the source planet. It is also supportive to some extent. And we have checked 9th sublord, we have checked 12th sublord, and Saturn also we can check 9th lord. 9th lord, 10th lord occupying third house, good, and star level planet is Ketu. Ketu is supportive for the professional prospects. I mean, it is representing Jupiter. Jupiter is a mixed one, favorable also, it is mixed one. And when one planet is having some mixed signification, the star lord of that planet is favorable. So that way it is good. So the star lord of the star lord is Mercury is good, and sublord is Rahu is mixed again, and not mixed. It is supportive because 4, 5, 6, 11. Because of 4, we can see it has got mixed, but not detrimental. It is good, and Mercury also present here, and star lord of the sublord is Moon. It is having that weakness. So Saturn, that is 9th lord, 10th lord in the star is getting some weakness, but 2 level is good, and sub level also getting support of that Mercury, and all are having the good key planets that is favorable. So Saturn is favorable. So if you see that, I mean, primary rulers, 9th sublord and 12th sublord, we can see the unfavorable key planet is Moon is playing, Moon, and you can see that here also Moon is playing in support, and especially Venus is playing strongly, Venus and Sun. Right here also Moon is coming, getting the influence of the Venus. So Venus and Moon are strongly unfavorable planet, and favorable key planet of the destiny is Saturn and Mercury. So both the greens are present here. So that way it is supportive for travel abroad. So now we have to check the Dasa Lord. In which Dasa the native was actually joined the job in the company, Saturn Dasa. Saturn Dasa, Saturn Buddhi, he joined the job. So in the Saturn Dasa itself, we already studied Saturn is good, and Saturn, when Saturn Dasa itself is favorable in its own Buddhi, it can travel abroad. You can see Saturn is not having the unfavorable key planet of the destiny, that is Sun or Moon or Venus in its rulers directly. Moon is there only at the last level, but it is not forming ruler link to the other levels. That way it is better, but it is having the favorable key planet, Saturn, Mercury, it is playing role here. So that way Saturn Dasa, Saturn Buddhi itself can favor for long travel in the supportive or favorable Antara. The Antara planet, which are the favorable key planets of the Dasa Lord and Buddhi Lord? That's Saturn itself. Saturn and Mercury are the strong favorable key planet, and Ketu also supportive. So look at that Mercury. Saturn Dasa, Saturn Buddhi, Mercury Antara, the native traveled abroad. Mercury is good, key planet of the Dasa Buddhi, and Saturn itself is playing role at the star level. And remaining are Ketu's favorable, and again Mercury is coming. So you can see this Antara is free from Moon or Venus or Sun in the rulers, and all having favorable key planet, especially that Saturn, the strong favorable key planet of the Dasa and Buddhi Lord, Saturn is playing, and Mercury also playing. So that way, Saturn Dasa, Saturn Buddhi, Mercury Antara, that native traveled abroad, and he joined the job in the US branch. After Mercury, Ketu was running. Saturn Dasa, Saturn Buddhi over, and Mercury Buddhi over. Mercury also favorable. After Mercury Buddhi, then Ketu was running. Ketu in the star of Mercury is good. 2A level planet is Saturn is good. Key planet of the Dasa Lord is playing role. These are all good. And only the sublord is Venus as the weakness. Fortunately, sublord is Venus is not forming ruler link to the other levels. But Venus sublord planet is having weakness, but sublord planet is got that Saturn. Saturn is the favorable key planet which is ruling the 2A level, that is there in the sub of that Venus, so it can get some support from through the ruler link. And Mercury is also strongly playing role. So that, and moreover, Saturn's unfavorable key planet, which is the unfavorable key planet, Saturn is influenced by Sun, and Moon is directly playing. That Moon is not playing role, and but Venus is playing role, that is important, but Venus is not forming ruler link. And the favorable key planet Saturn is playing role, Saturn and Mercury. Because of that, Ketu, it is indicating some weakness at the result, but it is not strongly unfavorable to act as the Buddhi Lord. Understand, Bugdi Lord should be strong for any event. During Ketu Bugdi, that native will not come back homeland. It is not strongly favorable. It is favorable with the good key planets and also forming ruler link. And after Ketu, Venus started. Saturn, Dasa, Venus, Buddhi. Venus, you can see Venus is unfavorable key planet strongly. The two free planet is ruling. And it is having Sun also. We can see Sun 2A level, 4th level, Sun. Sorry, not Sun, Moon. Venus is having 2A level Moon. And last level also Moon is in the sign of Venus itself, having got Sun in supports. So moons, Venus, Sun are present in the rulers of that Venus itself. That moon is playing role in the Dasa Lord. So that moon is not playing role here. Now Venus itself is playing, and it is there here also, it is there here also, it is there here also. So that way Venus also forming ruler link. So Venus is strong enough to make the native to return homeland. But since Venus is having all, you can Saturn or present in support, that period Venus Bugdi in own antra, it will not favor for coming back, because it has got support of the Saturn and star level Rahu also favorable and supported by Mercury. So again, sublord Rahu and supported by Mercury. So favorable also present. So within Venus Bugdi, in a strong favorable antra, only that native can come back. So that antra Lord should definitely have the Venus in its rulers, and it should be free from that impact of this Saturn. I mean, Saturn role may be there, but not the influence of that Saturn strongly. In that, you can see Venus Bugdi, Ketu Antra is the only planet has got the Venus in its supports, right? In its ruler. Ketu is sub of Venus. So under Venus, Ketu, if you check, Ketu is not under the influence of the Saturn. So that way, it is not strongly favorable. And supported by Jupiter, and Mercury is favorable, but that is also not under the influence of Saturn. 2A level planet, Saturn is favorable, yes. But sublord is Venus, is giving, more unfavorable in giving the result. Under the Venus book, the Ketu Antra is strong enough the native to come back. Please understand, and Saturn Dasa, Ketu Bugdi did not favor for the native to come back, though that Ketu's having sublord is Venus. It is only in the result only it is talking about, that source effect are talking about supportive for the, presence in abroad. So as a Bugdi Lord, it is not strong enough, but in Antra, which is stronger, with the unfavorable key planet rulers, the same Ketu, which is having mixed signification, is able to execute that event. So the native return homeland, Saturn Dasa, Venus Bugdi, and Ketu Antra. So during that August 2010, he returned. He traveled during the August 2001. During that period, Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, and Mercury Antra. I think you're able to understand how far the influence of the destinies key planet and Dasa Lords, favorable key planets, and Bugdi Lord should be strong. Having got the Dasa Lords key planet for the favor, Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bugdi itself favored, and under the Mercury Bugdi having got Saturn favored, Mercury Antra. And to come back, the Bugdi Lord should have the strong unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord Moon should be there, and strong other favorable unfavorable key planet Venus also should be there. And it should free from the role of Saturn. That way, Venus only is the only planet. That Ketu having Venus, but it has got Saturn because of that Saturn and Mercury. Because of that, as Bugdi Lord, Ketu did not favor, but as Bugdi Lord, Venus favored. Under that Ketu as Antra favored for the event to happen. So Antra Lord should be can be a mixed significator, but it should have the key planet of the Bugdi Lord to execute. Understand, Bugdi Lord should be the strongest one, that I have been telling that. I think you're able to understand how this PILT table can be used. You can see the PILT table can be used with the key planets, but as I used to say that studying the EPS table will give more clarity on the self-signification, level-wise grouping and all. Even in this table also, if you have any doubt, you can double click on this, that grid of each planet, that EPS table will open, and house grouping table also will open. So you can check the level-wise grouping, and you can see in the EPS table all the support planets in the different columns. But here in the PILT table, they will be shown in planet names only, will be shown easily, so that we can easily check those planets in supports, and also we can check the rulers link also significantly. I think you're able to understand its advantage. And sometime in this chart, it is, it is sometimes some charts will be PILTable very easy. In some chart, the PILT table also will have some difficulty, because when more planets are of mixed signification, so it is necessary for the EPS table to be studied for the level-wise combined level grouping from the source. I think you're able to understand. So we will meet in the next example. Good luck.